Good morning, guys. Mark here again, and welcome back to my channel. We will have another DIY for today. All right, so for today, I'm gonna show you on how to remove, clean, and basically check your throttle body for your car, Hyundai Eon specifically. But before we begin, if you're new to my channel, kindly consider subscribing and check out my playlist. All right, so first thing that you want to do is you want to remove the air box because that will make this DIY easier. So this has three bolts. This one, this one, and then that one. And then remove the hose. You just need to loosen this clip out. All right, so after removing that, we'll work on the throttle body.
A few moments later.
Right, so after removing the airbox, the hose, this one connected on to your intake, make sure you place a cloth or wrap it with cloth because we don't want foreign objects going in there because that goes directly to your cylinder head cover where the valves and the cams are located. So in order for us to remove the throttle body itself, you need to remove a size 12 socket on the bracket right there, and then one size 10 over here, right at the bottom, and two nuts, size 10 on both ends there. And then all you need to do after you remove those bolts is to remove the terminals on the sensors and the hoses as well as the cable. So I'm gonna remove those first and I'm gonna show you after. Alright, so we just removed the throttle body, the sensors, this one sensor terminal, and hose. You have two hoses to remove right at the side and at the bottom of the throttle body. Um, this one and then the other one, which is this. Um, and then the cable, throttle cable, and make sure you again place a cloth on your intake just to be sure. And then this is the bracket, the nuts and the bolts that's holding the throttle body itself. And uh, this is the throttle body. This is the front, and this is the back. Okay. It's a bit dirty, but not too dirty since I'm cleaning this regularly. And when you're pulling this out, make sure that the rubber gasket don't come with the throttle body. So I'm gonna clean this using the carburetor cleaner, and then I'll show you the result after.
Eventually.
So I just finished cleaning the throttle body. This is the after. Um, I'm not sure about the stains. I didn't. That can be removed if you have like a small steel brush, but I opted not to remove those, as that won't affect the performance in any way. I just made sure that the internal part, the butterfly, is clean. Um, yeah. So this is the front. Okay. And when you're spraying this with a carb cleaner, just be careful with the sensors, okay? Not unless you cover those with tapes or cloth, just to be sure. Um, so I'm gonna make a time-lapse video on how to install this back. Before installing this back, I just wanted to share, since we removed already everything, you might want to take the opportunity to re-lubricate your um, accelerator cable, okay, and clean those areas. Yeah, let's put this back and test it, see if there's any significant change.
That's good.
So we just finished returning everything to its place. And by the way, when returning the bolt, the size 12 bolt for the bracket, I'd like to share with you a little hack that I do just in case you'll be having a hard time putting it back. You just need to use some grease. You see, I put some grease or maybe a clay if you have. Just put it in the socket just to hold the nut, just to avoid the nut falling down your engine bay, where it's really hard to get back. Okay, so let's go ahead and uh, start the car. Yep. Wow. Okay, so there's no warning lights or whatsoever. That's actually the first thing that you want to do. Make sure that all the hoses were put back to its place. The terminals is secured, and also the bolts, you need to put them back where they came from. You might want to clean and lubricate those bolts because they might get rusty in time, and also it would be easier for you to pull them back out just in case you decided to clean or do something on your engine bay. Okay, so let's see. Idle is good. Um, let's try to turn on the air conditioning unit. No, if you notice, the even if I turn on or switch on the air conditioning unit, there's no significant drop on the RPM on my car, because one would be the reason why it's dropping. The common cause would be low voltage flowing through your system, and that's why I recommend putting a big three upgrade on your vehicle. Yeah, this is designed by engineers, but we can make it more efficient. I hope you get what I mean. And you can see, I'm playing around 14 volts on the cigarette lighter, 14.4, 14.5 on the voltmeter at the back. The reason why is because the voltmeter connected to the cigarette lighter, it has the car stereo, the lights, etc., etc., compared to the voltmeter at the back where it's just tapped to a the amplifier, which just powers the LEDs and basically the amplifier itself. Aircon is cool, voltage is cool, throttle body is clean, and yeah, I'm not seeing anything out of the normal. And also, just a piece of advice, guys. Just in case you will be doing this, please be very, very extra careful when working with the sensors, the terminals, and nuts and bolts. Make sure you are organized, and also the gasket that I mentioned in between the air intake and the throttle body. There is a rubber gasket there, and the carb cleaner that you will be using, just make sure that it is safe for sensors, just in case you accidentally sprayed it on the idle air control valve and throttle positioning sensor. Okay, just in case. But the 3M doesn't say that it's safe on the safe for the sensors. But what I did was I actually covered those sensors with cloth, and then you can just fire away. Okay, and when putting back the bolts, you might want to clean them, lubricate, so it would be easier for you to return them and easier for you to remove them in the future, just in case you decided to perform the same DIY or maybe something else on your engine. And also, so this concludes our DIY. I hope you find this useful. I hope this will help you a lot, guys, because that's the main purpose of my channel. I want to educate and empower a lot of people to, save money. And not only that, just in case that you'll have maybe a friend that needs help, or you yourself, you will be able to at least have an idea what to do. Okay, so yeah, again, this is Mark. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. I would really, really appreciate it, and kindly share the video as well. Give it a thumbs up if you like it. Thank you so much, guys. Until our next DIY.